You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
Vada, dosa, uttapam, upma, pongal, puri, ada, bonda, bhaji, kape.
Something's amiss in this menu, right? Let's try again. Spot the difference.
Idli, vada, dosa, uttapam, upma, pongal, puri, ada, bonda, bhaji, kape.
Hello, you're listening to Southern Slurp, where we talk, smell and feel the recipes from South India. And today, I'd like to take you on an idlicious journey, where we discover the origins of the humble idli, the right way of making it, and of course, some out-of-the-ordinary recipes. Spoiler alert, there's a possibility that idlis may not be South Indian. In fact, they may not have even originated in India. Now that I have your attention, Southern Slurp is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify and Google Podcasts, and I bring you new episodes every alternate Friday. Like they say in Chennai, rendu plate idli na. First up, I want to tell you a story. I was the food guy in my office 10 years ago. I'd bring back savories and sweets from the oldest and best stores in Chennai and Madurai, and occasionally breakfast for the team. One day, I brought idlis and sambar to work. About 48 idlis, that's 4 batches, and a bucket full of sambar. So I placed it on a white table in the middle of the floor. In 4 minutes, it was all over. It looked like a scene right out of the Serengeti grasslands. A pride of lions devouring a freshly downed wildebeest, or like piranhas going after quail. To put it mildly, I was their hero from that day on. But when has anyone been satisfied with good enough? I decided to up the ante and dish out gyan about the origin of idlis the next day. Hashtag Tamil pride and all that jazz even before said hashtag ever existed. I started with Wikipedia and then dove deeper into K.T. Achaya's books on Indian food and history, trawled through Sangam literature and even spoke to another human being to gather info. Idlis are quintessentially South Indian. I am a quintessential South Indian. Idlis also have a global presence while rooted in tradition. As a human being, I felt such a compliment was wasted on a comestible, and so I wanted to borrow it. Hashtag sorry not sorry. Sadly, there was not a single ancient reference to the idlis at all. Vadai's 3,000-year-old poem, Dosa's 2,500-year-old recipe, and Pongal 4,000-year-old song all check. Idlis, no ode, nor song, nor vague recipe, not even a passing mention anywhere. So what is an idli anyway? An idli could be described as a steamed cake made of rice and black lentil batter. It's roundish but mostly looks like a perfectly white flying saucer. If well made, it's extremely spongy and dissipates in your mouth within a couple of chews. But when the fermentation goes wrong, or if the batter is stale, it might look fluffy, but ends up like a hard chunk of rubber and tastes equally bad. And if you drop it on your foot by accident, you might have to call in sick to work. Idlis are made the world over and are a staple of Tamil, Kannadiga, Malayali and Telugu breakfasts. I mean, not every home has idlis for breakfast, but every hotel in South India does. And most homes get the batter ready by Sunday evening for the idlis and dosas of the rest of the week. They are easy to make, which is one of the reasons why they are so common. But there is an art to the perfect idli, and it's backed by sound culinary science and eons of gastronomic tradition. Before we get into all that, here's Uma Devi, who brings you the recipe.
The idli வந்து நாங்கலாம் சின்னதா இருக்கும்போது பாத்தீங்கன்னா
Idli, when we were kids, we would grind it in the grinding stone. It used to be a fun process for us. Today, of course, we have the grinder.
இந்த இட்லிக்கு தேவையான ingredients வந்து ரெண்டு தான்.
There are only 2 ingredients for the idli: pre-boiled rice and black lentils, urad dal. The proportion is 4 cups of rice to 1 cup of urad dal.
அந்த அரிசி வந்து minimum
The rice needs to be soaked in water for at least 2.5 hours. The urad dal can be soaked separately for about 45 minutes, not more. Once soaked, drain the rice and rinse it once. Then grind it. Remember, don't grind the rice very finely. It should feel a little coarse or the idlis won't be fluffy.
சாஃப்ட்டா உளுந்த வந்து தனியா
After grinding the rice to a coarse batter, grind the urad dal. Don't add water all at once. Keep sprinkling water little by little until it is ground finely and comes together.
அந்த உளுந்த மாவு எடுக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு டெக்னிக் என்னன்னா,
The trick to find the right consistency is take a dollop of urad dal batter from the grinder and again drop it in it. You'll hear a sound like dhop and it'll form bubbles. That's when you'll know it's done. So mix the rice and urad dal batter. Add bit of salt, around 2 tablespoons, and fold well. Once done, it should remain sealed outside for at least 7 hours.
மினிமம் ஒரு 7 hours அது வந்து வெளியில இருக்கும்.
Don't put it in the fridge as soon as you grind it. It needs to ferment for at least 7 to 8 hours. And by this, I mean the batter will rise to fill the container. When this happens, mix it well. It should be semi-solid. Do not add any water. If you do that, the idlis will get stuck to the steaming vessel and will be as flat as dosas. When you pour the batter from the ladle, there should be a little lag in dropping down. That's the right consistency. Then take the idli batter and either pour it into an idli cooker or the molds of an idli steaming vessel. When you use an idli steaming vessel where the molds are covered by a cloth, the idlis tend to be more fluffy. Steam for 10 minutes and then simmer for 5 more minutes and fluffy idlis are ready.
நல்லா ஃப்ளஃபியான இட்லி ரெடி. இந்த சூடான இட்லியில மிளகாய் பொடி, சட்னி,
When you have it with flavored idli podi, chutney and with sambar, it tastes really good.
அது ரொம்ப 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 சுவையா இருக்கும்.
Idlis are easy to digest. In fact, they're one of the easiest foods to digest on the planet. They're made of fermented dough, so like many Indian foods, they're chock full of probiotics. The body breaks down the idlis massaged with a teaspoon of fragrant gingerly oil into carbohydrate, protein, vitamins, minerals and energy before you're done reading one page of a breakfast menu from Madurai. The truth about where the idli came from though is harder to swallow. Food historian Katie Aiyo says idlis may have been an Indonesian import. It resembles kedli, which sounds similar and is cooked in a similar fashion. Xuanzang, the 7th century Buddhist monk and traveller from China, wrote about literally everything he saw and tasted in India. And he says he found no steaming vessels in his travels at the time. So Aiyo kind of joins the dots and believes we may have borrowed the art of steaming from overseas. Hey, why talk when we can sing or rap history? This is the land of Collywood after all. And there's got to be a song before the interval, right? So here's an Idlicious love story. King Airlangga from 800 years ago ruled the Indonesian archipelago. The dude crossed the seas and conquered foes. He brought the kings together and they were like his bros. His skills of persuasion were drop dead deadly. For a bride he looked to India and so was born the idli. The Indian cook said, steaming's a hot new way to cook. So they borrowed the idea and the vessel with them they took. From the momos of wheat and meat was born the humble idli. Thanks to the royal couples, fiddly diddly, intercontinental fiddly diddly. But there's a twist in the tale. It is true that Xuanzang found no steaming vessels on his trip to India. But the art of wrapping stuff in large leaves and plopping them in a clay vessel with very little water has been around since the Vedic age. The art of steaming without steaming. Take that, Xuanzang. In 920 AD, the idli finds mention first in the Kannada book Vaddaradhane, which included Idli-CIOUS as one of the 16 items fed to students who come a-begging from their Gurukul. Next, we see it in the Manasollasa, a Sanskrit tome on food written in 1130 AD. But while the name persisted, Idli-CIOUS, Idarika, the form changed continually. Here's an idli recipe you could try at home that's 10 centuries old. Oh, and this one isn't steamed, it's fried.
Take a cup of black lentils in a large clay bowl. Add 3 cups of buttermilk. Let it soak and ferment overnight. Once the lentils have absorbed the buttermilk completely, grind to a thick batter. Add 1 tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of asafoetida, chopped coriander, and powdered red chilies. Mix together. In a frying pan, pour in clarified butter. Heat for about a minute. Roll the dough into balls using a moist hand and fry till golden brown. Serve hot.
Oh man, I want me one of those. In its present form, the idli is also made with suji or broken rice. It's not fluffy, but when made well, it melts in your mouth and goes grandly with coconut chutney or sambar. Speaking of, let's do sambar next time. It's got a great deal of variety and one hell of a story. If you're still hungry and can't wait till the next episode, check out the Southern Slurp playlist on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. Until next time, thank you for listening.